All right, it's that time again, Fluid Power Friday. And as a surprise, this week I worked with Jonathan Moon. And instead of having me talk about what I did this week, I wanted to bring on Jonathan, who's one of our seasoned sales guys, and let him explain some of the stuff we did in the field together this week.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Travis. And I do want to make a point to say, thanks for doing these. Our marketing team has challenged us to do more of these because we do a lot of different things. And some of our customers that we're in front of a lot get to see it, but not everybody does. So you've made it look pretty easy and fluid. So you're setting the standard. So hopefully we can keep it going. So yeah, I appreciate you having me on. A few things that we did this week, and I kind of wrote down a few because this week was kind of like a wide range of things. Specifically when you and I worked together, we went to a power plant to work on a diesel coalescer. For those that don't know, diesel can be more economical as a power source at times. So especially when the grid's loaded like it currently is. And so power plants will keep large stores of diesel over time, and some upwards of 3, 4, 5 years supply. It'll sit in tanks. And some of those tanks, they have to be able to breathe so they don't collapse. So they'll get water, especially in Florida, condensation, humidity in it, which can cause some microbial growth. So we have, through high pro filtration, we have a diesel coalescer that can take out that water and microbial growth to help save the fuel injectors that power plants have when they go to burn that fuel. So
yeah, this one was a cool one because not only was it a diesel coalescer, but the requirements from this customer were explosion proof. So we built this around, it's not that it's custom. We have it in our catalog as a standard, but it's not in the catalog. So we built this whole system as a explosion proof unit, which was kind of interesting. And the other thing they added was a particle counter on it as well, so that they could see what the particle count was in their diesel fuel to make sure that they're cleaning up that diesel as they're running the machine.
yeah, absolutely. Another one, we worked on a hydraulic manifold for a mobile customer. This one, the customer had an existing design, but leaned on Adams for some design improvement, availability of components with a stocking aspect, which we're more than happy to do for our customers. This one was pretty cool. They wanted a private label with their logo on it. So very, very slick looking valves, came out really nice. And then as a standard, our hydraulic valves come zinc nickel plated, which really helps from a corrosion aspect in really tough environments. So it helps the valve look good and last longer for our customer. So.
Yeah, the zinc nickel plated, got it right that time, is great because all our valves come standard that way. Economy of scale, when we looked at it with Continental, making multiple different valves for industrial and on road didn't make a lot of sense. Just make one across the board and make thousands and thousands of these valves. So those valves only come with Den connector or Deutsch connector. So right off the bat, you have two choices of connectors, which this customer went Deutsch, and that's what helps us keep the cost down on these valves. And the customer, again, a lot of OEMs want some of that return business. So doing the private label with their logo and everything on it was really great to see that customer's his eyes light up, and he goes, "Wait, you can do private labeling?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, and still hit lead times? Oh yeah, we can do that." So it was cool to see that when we finally finished it. I think we actually did a first runoff, and we actually, knock on wood, didn't have but maybe one little hiccup on just a difference in liters per minute, gallons per minute on one valve. So to not have issues on startup other than that was pretty incredible, being that it 10 stations.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it was really nice. So, and then I'll just a few small ones that I'll rattle off just to kind of show our range. Helped a customer this week specify a pneumatic manifold, but with Ethernet communication to get it a field bus option to get it on to communicate Ethernet IP. Was a really nice solution we did for a customer. A level sensor. Customer has these new powder tanks that they're having trouble reading level on. It could create clouds inside the tank and build up on the face of the sensor. So be able to get them a reliable solution for a level sensor. Machine vision for pallet inspection. This is kind of an interesting one, but when you have a pallet with hundreds of pounds on it, you want to make sure that it's not broken on top and on bottom. So being able to get a reliable inspection for them for that. Same thing with, you've got a robot picking up 5-gallon buckets. You want to make sure that lid's closed. So a vision inspection to ensure, a lid is closed, millimeters, which generally those can be hard to do. They have operators sometimes doing those, but we have some solutions that can take care of those. So as far as range, we've talked about a lot today. And I think it's pretty impressive from what Adams as a whole can provide. And we've got, I'll put a shameless plug in here for our marketing team, but we've got our Tech Fest coming up in February, Wednesday the 16th or 18th, I believe. But it's a small trade show where it's a good chance to walk around and see everything that Adams offers in one place, have a beer, eat some barbecue, talk with a lot of apps engineers at the same time on different applications that you may have. But it's a great event, and it grows every year. I think we had over 400 customers come last year, which is very impressive. But it just speaks to what our team can provide our customers. So
I'm glad you brought up our range, because I think one thing that will help customers seeing you or some of the other sales guys as I do this with them, when we say on our business card, automation and reliability specialists, Jonathan, you're able to go into a customer and talk about particle counts. You're able to talk about varnish. You're able to talk about total system cleanliness from a fluid standpoint, hydraulic valves. And then on the flip side, the very next day, you could be walking in and demoing vision systems to customers or talking to them about robotic cells. So it's not just, fluid power, and it's not just automation, it's them together and how we as a company integrate all of that into one space, into one rep. So it's cool to see all the stuff we can do. So with that, one last thing is, you might notice it's unseasonably cold in Florida, but I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt. There's a reason for that. Me and Jonathan were going to film this Tuesday, because we were working together on Tuesday, and we both showed up wearing the same shirt. And Jonathan gets out of the truck and he goes, I think you said there's 2 things you can count on in life: paying taxes and me and Travis showing up with the same shirt on. So I strategically picked this shirt because I knew he wouldn't have this in his wardrobe. So that's why the shirt is the way it is today. But anything
next time
else?
we're working together, I'm going to show up in a Hawaiian shirt. So
that's funny. Oh, anything else you want to say before we cut off?
That's it, man. I appreciate you doing these, and happy Fluid Power Friday.
All right. Thanks, man. Have a great weekend, everybody.